Okay, I just want to reiterate something. All gambling systems will lose if you're playing a negative expectation game. But I want you to understand there's different theories behind these systems. So one was the D'Alembert. He was a mathematician, so he had some sense in him, but he's from the 1700s. Their minds weren't really that great. They had some crazy beliefs. One of his beliefs was that things will even out, the wins and the losses. This is not true. So his system was, you go up one when you lose, go down one when you win. And if the wins and losses even out, you'll make a profit. Now, one of my subscribers, I don't know his name, I'm not good with names, but he's got a caveman as his image. And he told me he's got a friend in Romania who claims to be a mathematician and claims he can take the luck out of gambling and make him a winner. So this is nonsense. I want you to understand there is luck in gambling. I'm not going to throw a bunch of math at you. I'm going to throw just logic at you. You're going to understand this. If we flip a coin, it can come up heads or it can come up tails. We'll call it a 50-50 game. It's a 50-50 chance. All right? If we flip it twice, the outcomes are heads, 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 tails, tails, heads, tails, tails. That's it. Now notice, two of the outcomes are total domination. One side is winning 2-0, right? They had a 50-50 chance. Think of it as a game of skill. I had a 50-50 chance, and yet my opponent beat me twice. Or the converse. He had a 50-50 chance, and I beat him twice. And it's an outcome that can come up. Now, in that example, ties are prevalent. Because it turns out, as you go on, for it to come out the result 50-50, that's the least likely result possible. So now we're going to just add a few more flips. Go to 10. So if we do 10 flips, then we can have 10-0, either side, 9-1, 8-2, 7-3, 6-4, or 5-5. And now you see that tying is less likely, that some other outcome is more likely. And as you add more, the chance of it tying is virtually impossible. I mean, it can happen, but it's one outcome out of so many different outcomes. So now if you flip a coin 500,000 times, the least likely outcome is that it would come up, so you flip a coin 1,000,000 times, the least likely outcome would be that it comes up 500,000 heads and 500,000 tails. What will actually happen if you do this is one side will dominate. One side will be a definitive winner. And that side will have led the majority of the time. That's a fact. So the converse is true. The side that's losing was losing the majority of the time, was behind the majority of the time. That's a fact. So in the real gambling world, things do not even out. And that's in just an even game, not a game where you're at a disadvantage, right? So when his friend is saying he's a mathematician, he's obviously not, because there is luck in gambling. It's called the standard deviation. And you're going to be either positive three standard deviations or negative 3 standard deviations 99.7% of the time. And that's just the way it is. So two people equally skilled can have very different outcomes, even though they put in the same amount of hours. One guy could literally be 3 standard deviations positive, or whereas the other guy can be 3 standard deviations negative. And it's going to be a huge difference in result, and yet they're both equally skilled. And so there is luck in gambling. So any mathematician that says there isn't, he's obviously exposing himself as a fraud. He's not a mathematician, and if he is a mathematician, then he's knowingly lying. So either way, he's a fraud. Okay? So I don't need to meet this guy. I don't need to see what his system is. It's all the same. If you play a negative expectation game, no system can overcome it. It's a mathematical fact. It can be proven mathematically. Anyone who's telling you otherwise, he's either lying or is an idiot. Either way, you don't want to take advice from that person in terms of gambling. Okay? All right, now we come to the stop win. Now, as a professional poker player, do you have a stop win? Hell no. When you're winning, you have a positive image. You got confidence in yourself. You feel good. You got your A game going on. The cards are running right. You're intimidating the other players, perhaps. If you're winning, somebody else must be losing. That person might be going on tilt. Perhaps they want revenge. Go on revenge tilt. That's even better. They start playing with emotion instead of logic. We got him right where we want him. We're never going to use a stop win. What about Christopher Mitchell? What does he think about that? Well, he thinks you should win so much, can't get greedy, and then just quit, manufacture the win. If you continue playing, get too greedy, you're going to lose it all, basically, he says. And you know what? It's kind of right. The reason is, you're playing negative expectation game. You play long enough, you're going to lose. That's what's supposed to happen. So that's proof positive. He knows he's got playing a negative expectation game, and his strategy cannot combat it. That's what it shows. Let me show you how stupid a stop win is if you got an advantage. You show me the casino you've ever seen where the pit boss is like, what? This blackjack table has just won $6. Close her down. We gotta close it down, otherwise we're gonna start losing. We can't get too greedy. What, that roulette wheel's already won $6? Shut it down. We're gonna lose, bro. We're gonna lose. See how stupid that sounds? Casino will have that thing keep going. Keep going. They want to open as many tables as possible. Keep it going 24 hours a day. They got the advantage. They never want to shut it down. So you see how stupid it is for you to shut it down? If you want to shut it down, that must mean you don't have the advantage. We have a bingo. You don't have the advantage. He wants you to pay him $5,000 to mentor you as a gambler. He doesn't know fuck all about gambling. That's the fucking truth. Remember, he needs you. You don't need him. See you next time.